So, viewing another poem in the Niyi Osundare's poem collection, and the name of the collection is The High of the Earth. And in this video, I will be reviewing one of the poems in this collection. The title of the poem that I will be reviewing in this video is The Rocks Rose to Meet Me. The rocks rose to meet me. That is what I will be talking about. Please note that you also need to read the poem. The essence of this video is to help you understand the concept of the poem better, so that you will be able to understand the poem when you're reading it, when you're trying to review it. So don't just use this alone, especially if you are preparing for an exam. Don't just use this video alone. Make sure you go through the poem thoroughly and make sure you read the poem more and more, okay? But this video will actually explain it to you with so much simplicity and clarity, okay? So let's get right into it. The rocks rose to meet me. Let's begin with the title of this poem. The rocks rose to meet me. That sounds magical. Like you can imagine a rock rising up, walking to meet someone. Do you get? So rocks don't usually move. Do you understand? But in this poem, it feels like they stood up and came forward to meet most likely the poet. You get? So it's just like rocks welcoming you with open arms, you know, just like the way human being will welcome someone with open arms. Say rocks rose to meet me. Like you just arrived now. Imagine you have a child and you just arrived, or your friend, you just arrived and your friend just stood up to come and meet you, right? So the rocks rose to meet me. So that shows how important and alive the rocks are to the poet. Okay? Now, what is this poem about? This poem is like a homecoming. Do you understand? It's like a homecoming, like someone returned to the village. So in this case, we can say the poet returns to this village. That is his village, right? And the sacred rocks. In the poem, he mentioned Olosota. He mentioned Orole or Orole. I don't know the right pronunciation, but he mentioned those two poems. He said the poet returns to his village and then these sacred rocks welcomed him, right? So he sees them not as stones. Are you getting it now? He sees those rocks not as stones, but as old friends. Or we can say maybe elders, because he mentioned ancient, right? So he sees them as wise elders who remember him. You know, the rocks see him and they move towards him. Are you with me? Also in the poem, he talks about gold hidden beneath the rocks. Yes, gold hidden beneath the rocks. So he says the gold should not be taken by greedy leaders. You know, the gold should not be taken by greedy leaders. This gold should help the poor. It should help the poor. Okay? It should help the poor. Moving on. Now let's look at what this poem is about. So we can say that this poem is about coming home. We can also say that this poem is about respecting tradition and nature. And we can also say that this poem is about fairness and justice for the people. Okay? Now let me break it down. Let me take few lines from the poem to break it down for you. Now, this line that says, "You have been long, very long and far. That means that person has not been around, right? You have been long, very long and far, unwearying wayfarer. Olosunta, ancient one, I have returned. Now he's saying, it's been a long time, but I have come back. That says you have been long, very long and far. Okay, when I said Olosunta, ancient one, I have returned. So the poet is saying it's been a long time, but I have come back. You know, he calls the rock by name, as if it's the rock is an old friend of his. You know, the Olosunta, ancient one, I have returned. You know, so the rock is welcoming him back with love and memory. Like, my friend is back, you know, the memory is still fresh. Okay. Then there's the part where he talks about the gold. You know, later in the poem, he says there is gold under the rock. But he says, don't take the gold just for the rich. Use it to help the poor. Build homes, schools, better lives. So the poet is not just talking about real gold here. Okay, if you look at it critically, he's not talking about real gold here. He's talking about all the good things in the land. You know, all the good things in the land. And the poet is saying that let's not waste it on flashy cars. Let's not waste it on greedy kings. Let's use it to bless everyone, especially the poor. As I say, don't take the gold just for the rich. Use it to help the poor, build homes, schools, better lives. She's talking about all the good things in the land should not be for the kings alone. You know, use it to bless everyone, especially the poor. Right? Now, let's look at poetic devices in this poem. Okay? Poetic devices in this poem. Obviously, personification. What does personification mean? Giving human action to non-humans. Giving human action to non-humans. Example, the rocks rose to meet me. So rocks can't move, but it shows they are alive in memory. Do you understand? Like, there's no way a rock will move. So if it says the rocks rose to meet me, it shows they are alive in what? In memory. Because rocks can't move. Okay? Rocks can't move. Let's also talk about another poetic device, allusion. Allusion means referring to known things, something that is known, right? Something that is known. So example, Olosunta, Orole, or Orole, Ole, or something like that. So these are famous rocks in the poet's hometown called Ikere Ekiti. Okay? Then we have symbolism. In the poem, we have symbolism. What does symbolism mean? Using something to mean more. Using something to mean more. Now in the poem, it mentions gold. Right? Gold means wealth. So it wasn't really talking about, it was more of the gold that we know. Right? The gold means more. So the gold symbolizes wealth, symbolizes blessings. So gold here means resources or potential of the land. So you can say symbolism. And then we can also say imagery. When you're talking about poetic device in this poem, imagery. What does imagery mean? When you are painting a picture with words. You are painting a picture with words. Something you want someone to imagine, then you are using words to paint that picture. For example, when it says gold under your feet. Gold under your feet. You know that it's not like there's a literal gold under someone's feet. But what it means is that it helps us see and feel what is it, that there is value in the land. You are standing on the land, right? So there is gold under that feet. So it helps us see and feel like what he sees. You can literally figure out, okay, gold. So as I'm standing on this land, there are literal goats here. So the poet helps us see and feel what he is saying, which is that there is value in the land. Do you get? So this poem, what is the message of this poem? This poem teaches us that nature holds memory. Nature holds memory. That is, the land remembers us. Because if the rock can stand up to meet that person, of course, that means the rock remembers the person. So nature holds memory. Then another message of the poem is that our roots matter. Our roots matter. That's why I said homecoming. You know, one thing about literature is that so far you can explain your thoughts, your idea, and there is proof to show, you definitely get your mark. Do you understand? So in this poem now, it says someone coming home, it's been far, right? So we can say that one of the messages of the poem is that our roots matter. No matter how far we go, we must remember where we come from. So in this context, we can say that the poet remembered and he came back. So no matter how far we go, we must remember where we come from. Then another message of the poem is use wealth wisely. Use wealth wisely. Okay, so here the riches of the land should help everyone, not just a few powerful people. The riches of the land should help everyone. So that's why I say it's a message of using wealth to help people wisely. Then respect the land. Respect the land. That's another message of the poem. Right? You should respect the land because in this context, the land is not just dirt, it's not just sand. You know, it's presented the land to us as something that is alive, something that is sacred, something that is welcoming. So we can say another message is that we should respect the land. Do you understand? So in this poem, the rocks rose to meet me. The poet returns home, and then the great rocks welcome him like a wise old friend. And right there, he feels deep love and respect for the land. You know, he wants us also not to be greedy with the land's gold, but to use it to build a better life for the poor. You know, so we can say that the poem shows that nature is alive. And then we must treat our roots, you know, our roots, our resources with so much care and fairness. With so much care and fairness. I believe with this explanation, you know, I believe you have understood properly what this poem is saying, and you'll be able to interpret it better. So you can still listen again and jot things down, and see you in the next video, where I will be talking about another poem in this collection titled Let Earth's Pain Be Soothed. Let Earth's Pain Be Soothed. See you in the next video. Please do well to subscribe to this page. Do well to give me a thumbs up, and please on your notifications so you will know when I drop the next video. Thank you so much. See you in the next video. Bye.